Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha Teacher. Children, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, isn't it? Because of that, we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean that we are going to stop learning. We are going to meet here regularly through the virtual training center to learn many lessons in EVS. So come on, let's go to a lesson in EVS. So children, the lesson that we will do today is of course an EVS lesson, and it is a lesson from your standard third EVS textbook. Now, the name of the lesson is So Many Kinds of Animals. It is lesson number 2 from your EVS textbooks. Now, if you turn around and look around yourself in the environment, you will be able to see different kinds of trees. You will be able to see different kinds of plants. You will be able to see different kinds of mountains, valleys, rivers, lakes, etc. And along with that, you will also be able to see different kinds of animals. And these animals are of so many different types. Okay? For example, whenever you go to the zoo, you might have seen the lion. Near your house, you might have seen the dog. Okay? You also have seen animals like the fish and the bird. So, today we are going to learn the lesson So Many Kinds of Animals. So, can you name these animals, children? See, this one is a hen and this is a spider. So, see, we are talking about different kinds of animals. So, see how they are different from each other. Let us look at some more animals now. So, this is a zebra. Okay, now you saw the hen and you saw the spider. Now look at the zebra. How is the zebra different? Is it different from the hen and the spider? Yes, it is. Let us look at one more animal here. See, this is a peacock. Such a beautiful peacock. Hai? And look at the wings. It has got such beautiful design on its feathers. And look at the color of the peacock. It is so beautiful. So, let's go back and watch the pictures of the animals which we saw earlier than this. So, we saw the hen, we saw the spider, and then we saw the zebra, and then the peacock. So, these are all different kinds of animals. Let us look at a few more animals here and try and see whether we can name them. So, this is a bird, camels, monkeys and an elephant. Now we are in the third standard now. We have seen these animals and we can name them also. Okay, so in this picture we saw a bird, we saw two camels, we saw a family of monkeys and an elephant. So you can see in these three slides that we saw so many kinds of animals. We saw a spider, peacock, we saw a bird, we saw camels, we saw monkeys. So these are all different kinds of animals. Now let us see why we call them as different kinds. It is based on where you will find them also. All these animals, you can find them in different places. So let's look at the first one here. So this is an eagle, isn't it? See how the eagle is flying in the sky. So it's an eagle which is flying in the sky. Look at the other one. This is an elephant, and the elephant, you know, it has got 4 legs and it walks. Alright, so the eagle flies and the elephant walks. What about this now? Have you seen this animal? It is a fish. And what does the fish do? The fishes, they swim. Alright, So where does the eagle fly? It flies in the air. So you can see an eagle, you can find an eagle flying in the air. Where will you find an elephant? You will find an elephant walking on the land. And what about the fish? Where will you see the fish swimming? You will see the fish swimming in water. Okay, let us look at some more animals now. A deer. Okay, where will you see the deer? You will see the deer on land. And what about this octopus? Where will you see him? And then we have one more animal. This is a hawk. So you will find the deer running on land. You will find the octopus swimming in water and the hawk flying in the air. So you can see so many kinds of animals. Okay, now these animals, they are also of different colors. See, now you saw the peacock, it was so colorful, whereas when you look at an elephant or when you look at a crow, you will see that it is black in color. So animals are of different colors also. Let us look at some examples. See this fish? Colorful, isn't it? Yellow and blue and white. And then we have these special parrots. Okay? Look at this bear, it is black. What about this buffalo? The buffalo is also black like the bear. Look at this swan. So what color is the swan? The swan is white in color. And also the crane or the stork, as we call it, that is also white in color. We have yet another black animal which is called as the crow. It is a bird, isn't it? And look at this, the beautiful, lovely, colorful peacock. So animals are of different colors also. So see, so many kinds of animals, isn't it? Now let us look at the size of animals. Now animals are of different kinds based on their color, based on where you find them. Now animals are of different kinds even based on their size. So let us look at some huge animals or large animals. A giraffe is a large animal or a huge animal. Okay, what about the bear? Now the bear is also a large animal. Now children, the bear that you saw in the previous picture was black in color. That is a grizzly bear. And this white color bear is a polar bear. So these are all examples of large animals. Okay, come on, let's move on and let us look at some more large animals. So this is a rhinoceros or a rhino, which is a large animal. This is a hippopotamus or a hippo, which is again a large animal. Then you have the elephant, which is a large animal. Now there are some animals which are not very large. So they are called as medium-sized animals. Let us look at some medium-sized animals now. The rabbit, okay, the cat, the dog. These are all medium-sized animals. A few more medium-sized animals could be the deer. Okay, the deer is a medium-sized animal. A monkey is a medium-sized animal. So there are some large animals, there are some medium-sized animals, and then there are these small animals. So which are the small animals? They are the frog, okay, then the squirrel, and then the rat. So these are all the small size animals. Okay, let us look at some more small sized animals. See, the chameleon is a small sized animal. The cockroach is again a small sized animals. Okay, so animals are of different sizes also. Now children, animals which are small in size, they are very nimble. They are some very quick usually. For example, see a squirrel. It is small, so it is nimble. It is quick. Okay, the movements are fast. Alright. But the elephant, it's got such a huge bulky body that it moves very slowly. So see the poor elephant here? He moves very, very slowly. The elephant walks slowly. Okay? Whereas a deer, which is a medium-sized animal, it has got thin legs. And the deer can run and it can hop. Can you see the deer running fast? Okay? At the same time, you will see a frog also, which is a small-sized animal. It has got long hind legs. Can you see the hind legs of the frog? It can also jump from one place to another. Okay, so if the animal is huge, it is a little slow, and if the animal is small, sometimes it is very, very nimble, it is fast. Okay, now there are one more type of animal which crawl on the ground, and we call them as reptiles. So the lizard is a reptile, the snake is a reptile, the chameleon. So children, now that we have seen the different kinds of animals, that is animals which are big in size, animals which are small, animals which are of different colors, animals which move in different ways, animals which live in the sky, which walk on the ground, and which can swim in water. So we saw the various kinds of animals. Now let us look at the uses of these animals. So are these animals useful to us? So come on, let's take a look. So see in this picture, you can see three different kind of animals and three things also that we get from them, and we use it on a daily basis. So the dog, we do not get anything from the dog which we can use, but the dog guards our house. What about the hen? The hen gives us eggs. The cows, they give us milk, and with this milk we make butter, we make cheese, we make paneer, we make dahi, that is curd. Okay, so come on, let's take a detailed look at the different kind of uses that these animals have for us. So like I told you, the dogs, they guard our houses. Okay, so if you have a dog outside your house, the thieves and the people who are not supposed to enter your house will think twice before coming into your house. So dogs, they guard our houses. What about cats? Cats are of not much use to us. Yes, if there are rats around your house, then these cats will help to kill those rats. But people, they love cats too. There are a lot of people who have cats as pets in their house. Okay, and then what about other animals like cows, buffaloes, goats? They are extremely useful to us. Why? Because they give us milk, and we all know that milk is such an important food. Okay, milk is supposed to be a superfood. We get calcium, we get protein, and we get so many other things from milk. And with milk, you can also make so many things, like for example, you can make dahi, or you can make curds, you can make butter, you can make cheese, you can make ghee. So people make so many things out of milk. Milk is also a very important food for babies. Okay, so these are the animals which are extremely important to us because they give us milk. Now we also have some animals which are of use to us in the way that they give us eggs. So people keep hens because these hens, they lay eggs, and we eat those eggs. We make curry with them, we make omelette out of these eggs. All right, and we also eat the flesh of these animals. Chicken we eat. Okay, so people keep hens also. Now you will see that there are various things that we get from these animals. So come on, let's try to do a quick matching and see whether we know which animal gives us what. So you will see the hen first on top of the page. So the hen gives us eggs. All right. What about the next animal? You can see a pig there. Okay. Now there are many of us who are vegetarian. That is, we do not eat egg, we do not eat fish, we do not eat meat. But then there are some others who eat eggs, who eat fish, and who eat different kind of meat. Okay. So that is according to their culture. So whatever they do is good for them. So there are some people who eat pig also. So what does the pig give us? The pig gives us meat. All right. Now please pause the video and try to match the other animals with the food that they give us, and then you can come back and check whether your answers were right. What about the next animal below the pig? Which is that? Yes, it is a honeybee. It's a small insect, but it gives us a very useful thing. And what is that thing? It is honey. Okay. And then you have the cow. The cow gives us milk. Then the sheep. Below the cow you can see the sheep with lots of wool on it. So the sheep gives us wool, and we use this wool in order to make threads of wool, and with those threads of wool we make sweaters, shawls, blankets, etc., which protect us from the cold. And finally we have the goat. Now the goat also gives us milk, and with this milk again we make different things like cheese, butter, etc. Okay, so these are some common animals which we see around our house and the things that we get from them. So all these things, most of these things we can eat. Okay, for example, the sheep also can give milk sometimes, and some people they drink sheep milk also. The sheep, the flesh or the meat of the sheep, the meat of the goat is also eaten by people. Okay, so these are the different kinds of animals and their uses. So there are many more animals which are useful to us. So let us take a look. So see, bullocks, they work on the farm. The bullocks do not give us milk, but even then they are useful to us. They work on the farm, they pull carts. So you must have seen these kind of bullock carts. So when you go towards the village side, you will see that there are no autos, there are no trucks, there are no tempos. So people carry their stuff, they carry their load on these bullock carts. So these bullock carts, they are friends of farmers also. They work on the farm for the farmers, and they also help to carry burden, that they also help us to carry weight from one place to another. And then you have horses and donkeys. So these donkeys and horses, they also carry burden. Burden means they carry heavy weight. Now there are places where autos can't reach, where there are no roads, okay, especially in the mountains, when there is a very steep slope and the vehicles cannot climb up. So you will see that people put all their things, all their saman on these animals like the donkeys and the horses, and they help the people to carry their things from one place to another. These are also called as beasts of burden sometimes. Okay, so you see, animals which cannot give us milk, which cannot give us eggs, they are also useful to us because they help us to carry our burden. Now children, we love these animals, isn't it? So whether it is a pet animal that we have at home or the animals which we see around us, many of us, we are animal lovers. We do not harm these animals, and you shouldn't harm the animals. Okay, you see a dog, a small puppy on the road, you should never take a stone and pelt it, or you throw a stone at a dog, or throw a stone at some animal, because they also feel pain like us. Okay, just like when we get hurt, blood comes out of the wound, and then we feel a lot of pain, and we cry, but we can speak, we can say that I am feeling pain. But these poor animals, they cannot speak, they cannot express themselves. So we should try to understand their pain, and we should try to always love these animals and take care of the animals. Do we take care of animals? Yes. We take them out for walks, if we have pet dogs at home, we feed the dogs, we wash them, we comb their hair. So, this is only about dogs. Similarly, if you have a cat, you would do the same thing for a cat. If you have goats, you would do the same thing for goats. So, we care for all the animals that we have in our houses. We feed them, and we also take care of them when they are sick. And because of all this, what happens is we become very close to these animals, and these animals become very dear to us. So sometimes you will see when the pet animal like the cat or the dog or the goat, when it falls sick, we get very upset and we cry for them. Okay, so this is how these animals are useful to us. Now, children, there are some other animals which are gate crashers. Gate crashers means we do not want someone to come, but still they come. They are called as the gate crashers. So, which are the animals which are gate crashers, and why do we call them gate crashers? Why do we not want them in our house? Let us see. So, the animals which are gate crashers are, first we have the mice or the rats. They enter our house at night when we are sleeping, like thieves and robbers. And what do? They eat away any food that they can find. And once these mice or the rat have eaten the food, then of course we cannot eat it. Okay, it gets poisoned. And if you eat it, you might fall sick. So, the mice or the rats are gate crashers. They destroy grains. So, see here, there is a gunny bag full of some kind of grain, and see the mouse, it has chewed it away. Okay, so they destroy grains, not only which we keep in our houses, not only the grains which we have harvested and bought from the fields, but also mice can destroy the fields too. So sometimes these mice, they enter the fields, they enter the farms, and they chew away and they eat away all the grains which are growing there. So see, mice are not good for us. That is why we call them as gate crashers. Okay, they are something which we do not like to see around our house. So whenever you see a mice, we always try to drive it away. Okay. Then we have bed bugs. We call them as khatmal. So we can see them usually on the beds, on the sofas, chairs, etc. What do these bed bugs do? They suck our blood. Can you see? See? It is sucking the blood. See how fat it has become? Why has it become fat? Because its body is full of our blood now. And while doing so, sometimes it can make us sick also. See this man's hand? That is because bed bugs have bitten him. He can also fall sick, okay? He can get fever, and he can sometimes die also if the fever is not treated. So these are bed bugs. These are one kind of animal which we hate to see around our house. And that is why we apply different kind of medicines, or we do different kind of treatments in our house, so that these bed bugs run away from our houses. Then we have another kind of animal called as spiders. See, these are the spiders who spin these kind of webs in our house, and we call them as cobwebs. We do not like these cobwebs also. You must have seen your mummy taking a long broom and cleaning the rooms. Okay, what does she do? She removes all these cobwebs, because it is not supposed to be clean. Your house is supposed to be dirty if it has got cobwebs. And all this is done by spiders. Now we children, we love Spider-Man. Okay, but Spider-Man is a superhero and he doesn't exist. It is just part of a story. But actually, if you see a spider, you will try to push it out of your house. You will try to drive it away from your house. And then again, we have a variety of other animals which try to harm us. For example, the mosquito. You know, the mosquitoes, they are a big nuisance. They come into our houses, they bite us, and they suck our blood. Can you see here? See how it is sucking the blood? There. And what happens when the mosquito sucks your blood? You start feeling itchy, you start scratching yourself. Okay, so these mosquitoes are very bad, children. You get diseases like malaria, you get diseases like dengue because of these mosquitoes. So mosquitoes are also gate crashers. They are not welcome into our homes. Now we also have flies. Just like the mosquitoes, the flies are also very, very dirty. They sit on all kinds of dirty things. They sit on garbage, they sit on kachara, and then they come and sit on our food. And what do? They transfer all the germs onto our food. So you see, these are all animals which we do not want to see around our house. There are gnats, there are cockroaches. Cockroaches, so we just hate looking at them. Okay, but even though you will see that these animals are troublesome, even then they have a very, very important place in nature. So nature has made them. So nature has made them for some use. All right, but that doesn't mean that you should breed cockroaches, you should breed mosquitoes in your house. All right. So this was about different kind of animals. Now let us look at one last point in our lesson. There are some animals which suckle their young ones. Suckle their young ones means they feed milk to their young ones. See, there is a cat with lots of baby kittens. There is a dog with lots of puppies. Okay, and the puppies and the kittens are drinking milk from the dog and the cat. So that is called as suckling. So there are many animals which suckle their young ones. Okay, like for example the cow, the dog, the goat, the rat, all these animals, they grow up on their mother's milk. Even we, human beings, when we are small, our mamas feed us, okay, milk. Now most of these animals, children, animals which suckle their young ones, they have 4 legs. Most of them, they have 4 legs. So see here, you can see the horse, you can see the yak, the tiger, the leopard, the lion, the monkey. Most of them, they have 4 limbs. Okay, and then these animals which suckle their young ones, they also have hair on their body. So look at all the pictures here. You can see the cat, the lion, the orangutan, the rabbit, horse, bear, dog, fox, all of them, you will see that they have hair on their body. And most of them have external ears, that is, ears which are outside their bodies, ears which we can see. For example, see the ear of the elephant. All right, see the ear of the giraffe. Now the giraffe's ears and the elephant's ears have been mixed and matched. Okay, the elephant has got the giraffe's ears and the giraffe has got the elephant's ears. But see, anyways, all their ears are outside their body. See the buffalo's ears, okay, and see the ear of the deer. So most of these animals which give birth to their young ones, which suckle their young ones, that is, which feed the milk to their young ones, all have 4 legs, they have hair on their body, and they have external ears. So children, wasn't that a very, very interesting lesson where we talked about animals? We found out that there are animals in the air, animals are found on the ground, and animals are found in water. We saw that animals have different colors, shapes, sizes, and they also move in different ways. We saw that there are some animals which are useful for us, so we keep them in our houses, we feed them, we take care of them, we love them. Whereas there are some animals which are a nuisance to us. So what do? We try to keep these animals away. Now the animals which we love and care are animals like dogs, cats, cows, buffaloes, etc. And the animals which are a nuisance to us, they are animals like flies, mosquitoes, rats, etc. Okay, so this was lesson number 2 from your EVS textbook, So Many Kinds of Animals. Now children, when you come towards the end of the video, after you finish watching your video, you have to do a few tasks. There are small things which I will ask you to do. So what are those things? Let me tell you very soon. So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, and after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.